Good morning, everybody. I wanted to make a video. This is because one of my friends, we were discussing an issue. He brings up that he brought up, Tanya brought the Pirkei Avos, where it says, "Oivus brios, talmidav shel Aharon hakohen, oivus brios mekarben l'Torah." You should be from the disciples of Aaron, Aaron the high priest. You should love the creatures and bring them close to Torah. And the Tanya, it seems there, says it means, Jews who are not the biggest tzaddikim, we have to love them. But the word brios really means all creatures great and small, right? It means all human beings at the very least, for sure, not just Jews. And I said that, we can't, like we say in Yiddish, fargin. That, or we do fargin rather. That in the rest of the world there are other religions, and if we're not offering something that's an alternative to these other religions, how can we complain about the other religions? With all due respect. And I have respect for other religions while I disagree with them, of course. Personally, there's a reason why I'm not part of these other religions. I believe in the Torah because it's true. Revealed in front of millions of people at Mount Sinai. You can't make up a story like that. And there's many other reasons that people call it apologetics, but the truth is, you compare Christian apologetics, Islamic apologetics, and Jewish apologetics, at least to me personally, I can't talk for other people. It's not just because my mother is Jewish. I became very convinced that this makes the most sense. I read books by Rabbi Victor Miller. I read books by Zeichet Tzaddik V'Kodesh L'Vrach. I read books of L'Chaim Tovim by Rabbi Lawrence Kellerman and others, Leib Kellerman. And I got to meet both of them. Thank them for that. And essentially the point I'm bringing out here is that Judaism convinces me and convinces a lot of other people. The thing is that when we're talking about the world, bringing them close to Torah, so generally what most of the world is taught, in the frum world today, those who talk about such things, I think Rav Shach was very wise in saying, Mashiach isn't here yet. We're not at the point where we're going to be spreading the Sheva Mitzvahs of Bnei Noach. We have enough problems within our own community that it's not time for us to be spreading Sheva Mitzvahs of Bnei Noach. There's a tremendous wisdom in that. And however, we live in a world where spiritual seeking is something that is allowed and encouraged. It's not like in the old days where you couldn't really convert to another religion. You'd get killed if you convert to Judaism. People died as martyrs for converting to Judaism. So, but nowadays we live in a time when, Baruch Hashem, we can fulfill. It's really not only Chazal say that the whole world are going to be Gerim, and it says that the whole world. Now the question is, so does it mean a Ger Tzedek, a Ger Toshav? What does it mean? All right. It seems from the shot of what the Gemara says in Brachos that it means Ger Tzedek. Again, it's one opinion. It's not. We don't know. Mashiach isn't here yet. In any event, I remember, a lot of people. So a lot of people know that I had a neighbor when I was a Rav in Virginia. We gave him a title of assistant rabbi in the shul. He helped out a lot in the shul. And Noahide, Rosh Meza, and it was assumed that I got my ideas from him, where he teaches that yes, it's Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, but we should offer first to convert, and if someone is not able to convert, then they could do the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, So this other friend of ours here, he said, the Torah is not for everybody. It's not that easy to be a frum Jew. The truth of the matter is, it's a lot easier than people think. But nonetheless, my yeshiva, I got this before I knew Asher Mason. My yeshiva, Rav Moshe Lazarus Shlita, who's a Talmud of Victor Miller. I don't know why I'm stuttering today. He was actually the president of the shul. He was a balabas then. He was a social worker for the city, and he had time to sit and learn. He finished Shas a few times while working as a government worker. So I'm kind of copying that a little bit. And in any event, he told us in yeshiva. He said if someone believes that the Torah is true, they should convert. They shouldn't stay Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach. And he had a story about Rav Ruderman. Basically, I think we've told this story before. It's very hard to keep Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach. At least according to the Rambam, it's almost impossible not to be Chayav Misa. So meaning and we asked Rav Lazarus about this, and he said the tachlis of every human being is to be a frum Jew. So this whole idea, now, sure, it's not for everybody. So for those who think they can't keep Shabbos and Kashrus and Taras Mishpacha and all these things, which they really can, it's not that hard. All right, so then they should keep Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, but they should know that they're Chayav Misa on Pachas Meshava Pruta, according to the Rambam. Right? And if you become a Ger Tzedek, then you're not. Not that that's a reason to convert, but it's something to talk about. So, essentially, this is what I'm saying. And then what I answered this friend of ours is that, in these other religions, the whole thesis of Christianity, with all due respect, and again, we're in Golas, we have to respect Christians and Muslims and even Hindus and Buddhists and everybody else. Even if we politely agree to disagree with them. But in any event, when it comes to this issue, and so I don't think we should necessarily be trying to convert Christians away from Christianity or Muslims away from Islam. We can live and let live. And then he said, it's very easy to disprove Christianity. A lot of things are emotional. A lot of things are not necessarily, intellectual for most people. And Christianity provides certain emotional feelings for Christians. And we can respect that, and we can recognize that it has made the world a better place. Even the pagan religions, they don't do human sacrifices anymore because they were taught that by the Christians, who are spreading those Jewish ideas of human rights. So, what I'm basically saying, though, but that was the whole thesis of Paul, is that it's too hard to keep the Torah. And so therefore, don't, they say that the Ivets, he looked at the story in the book of Acts to essentially say that Paul was saying, keep Sheva Mitzvahs B'nai Noach, and the other apostles there were saying, no, you have to be a Ger Tzedek if you want to follow Isaiah. So Machlekes in Norton, and Sof Kol Sof, it was Paul's idea that really made Christianity spread. But this whole idea that the law is a curse, and that's when someone's saying it's too hard to be frum, they're really adopting a Pauline ideology. It's not too hard. The Torah and the Torah tells us it's in your mouth and your heart to do it. It's not far away. It's not too wonderful for you. It's not that hard to keep Torah mitzvahs. Now, maybe the things that the frum community does extra, might that be too much? Maybe dealing with all the politics and this and that. All right, but that's the same everywhere. When you start to learn about the other religions, you find out they have the same problems that we have. You know, like the one galach I work with, the deacon I work with, he says, the problem with human beings is they're always being human. and there's really not that much difference in humanity. So anyway, I'm almost at work. That was my message, is that, yes, of course, Sheva Mitzvah Bnei Noach is an option, but really, the goal of anyone who believes in the Torah should be to be a Ger Tzedek. And then and don't think it's too hard, And then if you can't, all right, so in the meantime, you keep Sheva Mitzvah Bnei Noach. But we should never tell someone who comes to be a ger, oh, it's good enough to keep Sheva Mitzvah Bnei Noach, because it really isn't. The bigger schar in Olam Haba is for the Ger Tzedek. But it's something they have to decide on their own, though. But they have to be educated what's the truth. The truth is that, yes, Chasidei Yom HaOlam Yesh Lam Chelek Olam Haba, but the truth is that's really any religion. It could be Chasidei Yom HaOlam according to Rashi, not according to the Rambam, according to Rashi. It could be any religion. And so then be a ben olam haba, So it's there's a lot of different ideas. The Meiri, very famous, who held that Christianity is 100% mutter for non-Jews. It's just prohibited for Jews. All these different ideas. So it's machlekes and rishonim. And that's how it is. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. We'll see you later.